The movie theater industry is dying, especially with the recent news. But that can't happen because going out and seeing a movie is one of the main reasons I leave this damn apartment. So I guess it's up to me to single-handedly save movie theaters. And how am I gonna do that? By spending the next 24 hours going to every single AMC theater in the Los Angeles area and watching a movie at all of them. That's right, not only did I invent the LA AMC Theater Gauntlet, but today we're gonna give it a shot. Here's footage of me from a few days prior booking all of my movie tickets, and after a very stressful half hour, I did it. It's a very tight schedule, but it's looking like I can actually pull this off. I also mapped out this Los Angeles odyssey I'm about to go on. I did decide to start in West LA because I really don't like that area, so let's just get that out of the way first. Now there are 7 main AMC theaters in LA. There are technically 10 of them, but we will discuss the other 3 a little later on. But first, we gotta establish some ground rules. Now since I got a lot of driving to do today, I'm allowed to skip trailers and I'm allowed to leave as soon as those credits roll. The most important thing is that I watch every movie until it ends, even if I'm gonna be late to the next one. But the main rule here is that I have to watch every movie in standard laser. No Dolby, no IMAX, no 4DX, no XXX, just a pure vanilla auditorium experience. And that's mostly because since I am going to every AMC in LA, I might as well rank them. Is my favorite AMC to go to actually the best one? Let's find out together. I created a very elaborate and charming rating system to make it easy. So, what's the criteria? Number 1, ambiance. Is it cool to walk through or is it a bore to go through? Number 2, audience. What kind of little freaks go to this theater regularly and do they have proper movie watching etiquette? Number 3, seats. Since my ass is gonna be sitting for 2 hours straight, is the seat comfy or do I love it? Number 4, uniqueness. Is there anything about this AMC that makes it cool and different from its other locations? And finally, number 5, parking. Is it a bitch to find a spot? Do I have to pay for parking? In LA, it varies, so we'll see. Alright, that's enough yapping for me. Let's start this gauntlet already. Our odyssey begins in Marina del Rey, California. Our first movie starts at 9:05 a.m. Ready to get the day started. We got a long schedule ahead of us. It's gonna take so long, but I'm ready for it. We can do this. I know it. I made the grave mistake of not eating any breakfast. Terrible, terrible decision, but thankfully, I did get a bag of candy, so we got that covered. What candy did I get? Reese's, mini M&Ms, and also this new kind of Nerds gummy clusters. They got juice in them. It's brilliant. Since I only slept about 7 hours last night, I also got this. Need to find a strategic time to drink that and enjoy it. Especially since we're going to be up for more than 16 hours. But before we can go into the cinema, there is one thing I need to take care of. Even though we're starting our day here at this AMC, we got to make a quick stop to this one. Remember how I said that there are 3 other AMCs that we need to talk about? These are our technical bonus AMCs that are nearby to the main ones. I don't really know why they exist. I assume just to offer some more showtimes and to have some movies on their last legs as sort of a last chance extension to watch movies before they're out of theaters completely. Whatever the case, one of the 3 bonus AMCs is right here in Marina del Rey across from the main one. So, for the sake of the gauntlet, I'm gonna step in for a few seconds and then leave. I would have recorded more in that lobby, but there were 3 employees literally as soon as I walked through that front door. They were like, "Oh, do you have your ticket? Can I scan it?" It's fine. I went there. So, game on. Just so people don't complain, I'm still technically walking into all 10 AMCs. It's just that I will not be watching movies at the bonus 3. If theaters were open 24 hours, then I would actually have the time to watch movies at the bonus 3. But since I cannot, I will not. Let's go to the lobby.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
So the first movie on the docket is Now You See Me, Now You Can't. A cap to the Now You See Me trilogy, the movie we've all been waiting so patiently for. The 4, or should I say 5 horsemen and Gen Z illusionists team up to steal the world's largest diamond from a South African mogul who is the leader of an international crime syndicate.
Cops sent to my house, you freaked out my kids.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry about that.
How are the kids, though?
Nothing like starting the day off watching Magic Impossible 3. All right, Marina Del Rey, let's do some ratings. Ambiance, you know, you have the food section where you look at the menu and then you can order on the kiosk. They have a pretty nice bar area. They have a pretty nice kitchen area where you can see. And then they have that long hallway. It's pretty barren, not much to see there. As for advertising movies, they just have posters. They don't have like stand-ins and like cutouts and stuff like that. Like other AMCs go very above and beyond for certain blockbusters coming out, which we will see later on. Ambiance, I'm gonna give like 2 out of 5 because there's not much going on. Although nice seats. Ooh, they did have nice seats. You know what? Bump it up to 3 out of 5. Audience score, I'm gonna give a 5 out of 5. There's only like a few other people in there with me. Everyone was quiet, didn't hear a peep out of anybody. Saw a little bit of wandering around, but like that didn't bother me like at all. For seats, I will also actually give a 5 out of 5. These are the recliner seats, and you get a countertop that you can place your food in, which I actually do appreciate. I wish that was more of a common thing, but unfortunately they're only at dine-ins. Even though I was splashing a little bit too much in the seat, I think the counter is going to give it that 5 out of 5. Uniqueness, it is pretty unique for the fact that it is the only AMC dine-in in the LA area for some reason. I've had the food before, not today unfortunately because this had to be the first stop on the list, but for uniqueness I'll give it 4 out of 5. Not bad, but it is pricey. And finally, for parking, that's also going to get a 5 out of 5, mostly because it was easy to come in, found parking in like 2 minutes, and it was very close to the theater, and I didn't have to pay for it. So all in all, that's a perfect like score when it comes to parking here. So honestly, AMC Dine-In and Marina Del Rey is getting a pretty high score, very tough act to follow, but now it's time to go to AMC Santa Monica 7. And I gotta get going. Don't want to be late.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
Santa Monica 7 was the anomaly for me today. I have seen movies multiple times at the other LA major AMCs, but I have never been to this theater before. I don't know where it is. I don't know what it looks like. I detest Santa Monica and avoid it at all costs, but alas, the gauntlet commands that I go. Bro, I never come to downtown Santa Monica. I have no idea where I am. But thankfully, found a garage to park at. All according to plan. I'm gonna go find the AMC. I did see it on the way in, so it should be on my right over here. So what better movie to watch in Santa Monica, California than Sisu, Road to Revenge? Carpe dismantles the house his family was murdered in, loads everything onto a big truck so that he can rebuild somewhere that's safe. He quickly finds himself in a violent cross-country chase as the Red Army commander who killed his family returns to finish what he started.
A 2-year-old boy also, a 6-year-old boy Ottawa, and their mother Tuliki.
So this is technically the second Sisu movie. I had heard of the original a couple years back, but I never got around to watching it. But thankfully this is one of those squeakquels where you're not missing much info if you didn't see the first one. John Wick meets Mad Max Fury Road. Pretty good time. Pretty surprised. I actually really liked it. Alright, trying to do this quick because I have no time. Ambiance, I'm going to give it a 1 out of 5. That theater is very condensed, and I wasn't really a fan of it, and plus the escalators are thin. Seats, I'm going to give a 4 out of 5. It's that classic recliner red seat. However, it did not have the countertop. And also, I don't enjoy that the buttons are on the sides because my legs keep hitting up against it. Audience, I'm going to give a 4 out of 5. Not too many people in there, but the only reason it's not a perfect score is because the guy behind me kept making sounds. He wasn't loud or anything like that, but I could just like faintly hear him behind me. Uniqueness? Nothing really unique about this place, so 0 out of 5 for that one. I had to go back down real quick to pay for the parking. It was only $2, so not bad. So rating, I'll give parking 3 out of 5. Now, as you can see, I'm in a rush here, not only because I don't want to spend one more minute in Santa Monica, but also I am officially running late to the next movie. Hit a little bit of traffic. It looks like I'm going to be like roughly like 10-15 minutes late to the next movie. Fuck, man. I really didn't want to be late to any of these, but it's such a tight schedule. All right, I gotta go.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
For some reason, I neglected the idea of running into traffic in Beverly Hills on a Friday. Don't know why, but because of this, the movie started at 1:20 p.m. I don't get to the Westfield Mall until 2:06. Thankfully, AMC does 30 minutes of trailers, so because of that, I only miss roughly the first 20 minutes. But before we can get to the film itself, I have a very specific relationship with the Century City Theater. You see, I used to work at this AMC.
Back at the old stomping grounds. I don't miss this place at all. But I like what they did up front. I was totally not expecting. I did not know it looked like that now.
And since I was in a bougie area, it only felt right to watch Boujounia. They sound similar. Two conspiracy nutcases kidnap the CEO of a major company when they convince themselves that she is secretly an alien who plans to destroy the Earth.
To be clear, I'm not threatening you. Or you. But the following is my best guess.
As much as I would love to stick around Century City 15 and reminisce the good old days of my employment, the trailers for the next movie have just begun.
I wish I had time for a pit stop for like food or something, but nah. The gauntlet needs me right now. Thankfully though, I did park right at the exit. So as soon as I reverse out of here, be perfect right on out. I can't believe it takes half an hour to get to the Grove from here. Of course I had to do this on a Friday. All right, while I'm exiting, let's do some ratings. Audience. Sorry, car just pulled up. Just give me 1 second. Okay, great. Ambience-wise, 5 out of 5. Like, they've done really good setting up. There's so much promo for all the new movies coming out. The Zootopia 2 entrance was absolutely insane. So 5 out of 5. Honestly, maybe 6, even 6 out of 5, just because like of how over the top and great it looked. Audience-wise, perfect. 5 out of 5. No disturbances whatsoever. There are about a little above 10 people. So far all the movies today have been small viewings just because, like, you know, it's still during the day. But don't worry, later on tonight, there are going to be big audiences. Seats, though, that's when we started going down a little bit, okay? This is where, for whatever reason, this AMC specifically has seats like that. They don't have the traditional, like, red, big recliner. Like, no, for some reason they're like small and like generic. So the seats, however, are gonna get 2 out of 5. I just don't like those seats at all, really. Uniqueness, I was gonna give a pretty high rating because it's multi-floor. If you go to this AMC, there's not 1 floor, not 2 floors, but 3 floors. It is pretty unique that it's attached to the Westfield Mall here in Century City. Even though it's on the bougier side, I'll still give it like a 4 out of 5. Now, when it comes to parking, this is very interesting. It was free parking only because that AMC specifically offers validation for that parking garage. And the validation will cover the first 3 hours you're there. So it's perfect for a movie, unless you're watching a movie that's more than 3 hours long. So because I got validation covered, didn't charge anything, and I was able to find parking, honestly, pretty easily. So for that, it won't get the 5 out of 5, but it will get the 4 out of 5, just because, like, it was free, but I had to do the whole razzmatazz of finding validation for all that. So it's like an extra layer for no reason. So honestly, all around a really good experience going to an AMC here, and that's probably why I work there. I mean, I could say that now that I don't work there anymore. All right, let's get to the Grove.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
So yes, I exited Century City 15 right as the trailer started at 3:45. Didn't sit my booty down until 4:32, meaning that I roughly missed the first like 17 minutes. And because the Grove was completely decked out for the holidays, it got me in this nostalgic and emotional mood, so it only felt right to watch Sentimental Value, okay? Every movie has to have some correlation to the area now for some reason. And this was the one movie on the docket today that I had never even heard of. All the other movies today I was at least somewhat familiar with, but with this one I had no idea what I was walking into. Nora and Agnes reunite with their estranged father Gustav, who used to be a big-time movie director. Gustav is trying to get back into the spotlight and asks Nora if she would like to star in his comeback film. After Nora declines, she finds out that her dad offers the role to a young, eager Hollywood star. So this is mostly a Norwegian film, mixed in with a little bit of Swedish, and mixed in with a little bit of Elle Fanning speaking the Queen's English.
Jag tror kanske att det är det bästa jag skrivit. Mikael sa detsamma.
Mikael,
Here's some footage of me enjoying the movie. Oh my god, I'm loving it, dude. Holy cannoli. But this was definitely the point of the gauntlet where the challenge is really starting to weigh on me. I know people revere Sentimental Value as this fantastic foreign film. I just don't know if it was the stress of me thinking, am I going to be late for the next movie? Am I going to sit in traffic for an hour after this? Will I have time to grab food because I still haven't had a meal today? I just couldn't get into this movie. Someday I should give it another shot under better circumstances. But for now, let's go ahead and check in with me as I depart the Grove. Even though it's officially dark out, the night is still young because we're only halfway through the theaters that we need to get to. Get into my car now. It's gonna take like half an hour to get to Citywalk, but means I'll get there right on time. But with all the bells and whistles, I'll still be a little late. I hate that I have to be to every movie late, but like I'm trying. You know, it's actually been a minute since I've gone to the Grove, so I was like, I don't know where this is gonna land on my ranking, but all in all, it was pretty good. Plus, it's a bonus to go during the Christmas season because all the holiday stuff is around. Like they do fake snow, everything was like decorated hugely. Like it was like really add some bonus points to this. So ambiance, it's really good. It's almost close to AMC Century City. It's almost, but I would give it like a little tier down. So I'd say it's like a 4 out of 5 for the Grove AMC. Audience-wise, that's also going to get a 4 out of 5. Almost a good audience. There's like about 25 people in the crowd. The only thing that makes it a 4 out of 5 was... Actually, there's two things. One, there was a guy up in the front row who was getting a little too much into the movie. He was just like, woo! And then like, and just like stuff like that. He was just like really into it. And the second reason is that everybody clapped when the movie ended. I'm not a clapper at the end of movies. I don't do that. I'm only gonna clap if it's a live performance at a theater, all right? Now, seating wise, it's close to what I want. It's got black leather seating. I like what it does for my posture. It's good. I don't slouch in it. But the thing that deters from it is the cup holders themselves. At the bottom of the cup holders, it's just an open circle, which is fine if you have a big drink from them, but for my water bottle that I had, it kept slipping under, and like I have to keep pulling it even farther up because it kept getting stuck at the bottom. So because of that, the seats are going to get a 3 out of 5. Uniqueness, I'm going to say there's not much unique about it. It's just an AMC that's attached to the Grove, which is fine if you're a big Grove head. I'm not necessarily. There is a Cheesecake Factory that you can look into from inside the AMC. If you look up and see like the dining room tables, that's a part of the Cheesecake Factory over there, so that's something, I guess. So yeah, uniqueness, 3 out of 5. And then of course, last but certainly least, parking. It's a similar situation to the Century City AMC where you get to validate and it'll make the price go down, but the big difference is that at Century City, once you validate, free parking. But once you validate at the Grove, it's still $5. How much is it to park at the Grove if I don't validate, for crying out loud? Jesus. So because I still had to do the validation runaround and I still have to pay $5, which was the most I have paid for parking all day, it's a 1 out of 5. We're halfway through the day. I'm really pumped about the next 3 theaters we're going to.
Wait a second, hold on. Are you subscribed? If not, subscribe right now, okay? I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I can't do that if people like you are just watching the videos and not subscribing, not supporting. Please, please, have mercy and help a brother out, okay? All right, back to the video.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
And I'm tardy again, okay? Trailer started at 6:30. I walk into my auditorium at 7:12. 12 minutes late. But at least that's better than the last 2 movies. But now I'm at Citywalk. I actually used to go here all the time. Not sure really why I stopped, but I'm stoked to be back, especially with all the holiday decor they've put up. Since I was watching a movie at Universal Studios, it only made sense for me to watch their newest, biggest blockbuster, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. No, wait. Wicked for Good. The green singing movie. Sorry. Now villainized as the Wicked Witch of the West, Elphaba hides out in the Ozian Forest, and Glinda lives in the Emerald City Palace, very popular and taken care of. As the angry mob of Oz rises, Elphaba will need to reunite with Glinda to transform herself and all of Oz for good. Oh, is that why it's called that? Interesting. Now, because today was the first day that Wicked for Good was out, fully packed theater, so I couldn't film that much.
Right, I just got out of Universal Citywalk AMC right there. Definitely a lot of thoughts. I mean, ambiance has to be 5 out of 5. I mean, it's Universal. They have access to all the Universal costumes and all that. And not to mention, that's probably my most ideal ambiance. Out of all of the AMCs in LA, that one is like the perfect one for me. Between the layout, the lounging, just like everything about it, I just like love. So it's easily a 5 out of 5 for that. Seating wise, I think that's also going to be a 5 out of 5. black leather chairs, recline. I don't like it still by the legs though, because my legs can push it whenever.
That's right, these thunder thighs are not just a privilege, they are also a curse. Watch this.
Audience-wise, this was going to be a tricky one because one was the full house, okay? This one was where, because since it's Wicked for Good and it came out today, then of course it was going to be a packed theater no matter what. So I was very curious to see what the audience score for this was going to be. There was a guy 2 seats to my left who was tickled by every little thing that Jeff Goldblum as the Wizard did. Sincerely, Jeff Goldblum could just breathe, and that guy giggled like a little schoolboy. So that was not the best. And also there definitely was a moment where I got teary-eyed, but there was a girl behind me sobbing at that moment, sobbing. So I'm just like, geez, chill. And of course they clapped at the end. So the audience score for this one's gonna be 3 out of 5. Uniqueness, that's definitely gonna get a 5 out of 5 because what makes it different from all the other AMCs is that it's actually in Universal Studios, so the theme park is right there, where they film TV shows and movies for Universal is right there. I mean, it's just so attached to that brand, that's what makes it unique, so 5 out of 5. Parking. Now this one's gonna be very interesting for a few different reasons. So to park at Universal Studios, you gotta do general admission, which is $35. You know, that's typically for the amusement park stuff. But what the nice thing is, if you're gonna go see a movie at that AMC, they will give you $30 back. So in actuality, you're only paying $5 for parking, but that's only if you're gonna see a movie there. But what's interesting about today is that I didn't know this, but apparently after 5 p.m., that $35 ticket price for parking actually goes down to $10. So yeah, I only paid for $10 for pricing instead of the $35, but the same rule still applies. So with all that being said, what's the parking score? It's gonna be a 2 out of 5. Yes, it's the same price at the Grove, $5 for each to park there, but there's something nice about AMC giving me some money back. I liked that. We're passing the Warner Brothers studio now, so we are on our way to AMC Burbank. But before we can do that, I am stopping for food. This will be my first actual meal of the day.
That's right. All I've had today were 2 bags of candy, 2 bottles of water, and an energy drink. My first meal of the day will be had at 10 p.m. I have never done that before in my life, and I do not recommend it. But since it is 10, the majority of establishments have closed. So, McDonald's, anyone? Now, grabbing food wasn't the only thing I had to do before walking into Burbank 16. For whatever reason, Burbank has 3 AMCs, all within a 5-minute walk from each other. So this is where the other 2 bonus AMCs come into play, and I have to go into them real quick. And oh my god, is that the old abandoned Burbank Hooters?
Rest in peace. We will never forget. We will never forget.
First up, we got to go to Burbank Town Center 6. So if you're at the Burbank Mall, here's the parking garage that's right next to you, and then on this side is the AMC hiding in this little crevice behind Barnes & Nobles. We walk in, we basket in, and that's enough of that. And now we got to go to Burbank Town Center 8. It's like 6, but with 2 more auditoriums. Do you even know math? This one is located inside the actual mall on the top floor. The 8 I actually go to quite a bit because they usually show movies on their last legs. So if there's been a film I've been putting off seeing, it's usually available here for me. 1, 2, 3, okay, sick. And now it's finally time for me to walk across the street into the main event. Again, I don't know why AMC feels the need to have 30 auditoriums in downtown Burbank, but it is what it is. Burbank 16.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
Burbank commands a repeat viewing of Begonia. That's right. I'm watching Begonia twice today, baby. Why, you may ask? Well, because they both start with BU. I don't know, man. That's just how the schedule worked out. And there's no way you need me to summarize the events of this movie for the second time in this video, so I won't. And I also want to note that the trailers start at 9:20, and if I didn't have to do all these extra things, I actually would have made it on time. But because I did, I walked into the auditorium at like 10:03, making me like 13 minutes late. I got to watch 7 extra minutes of Begonia, but still not the whole thing. Also, this was another packed theater, which sucked because this means I felt the need to eat my Mickey D's very inconspicuously. It's just funny though, because I'm just pulling chicken nuggets out of my backpack, hoping this isn't bothering the guy to my right.
Alright, just got out of Begonia the second time today. Shockingly, my opinion of it hasn't changed in the past 6 hours, so that's good at least. Alright, what are the scores here? Ambiance, I'll give like a 4 out of 5. It's very good. I do like that it's a whole loop around, you know? When it comes to other AMCs, it's like, oh, is my auditorium down this hallway? Is it on that floor? No. If you circle around, you'll ultimately see it. But it's still not as good as Century City and Grove, so can't get a perfect score. The audience score, I'm gonna... See, I would normally give it a 5 out of 5, but people did clap at the end, which I do not like. I'm debating on it. You know what? The clapping didn't bother me that much, so I'll just get a 5 out of 5. Seating wise, let's go 4 out of 5. They're very close to the seats at AMC Citywalk, but the only difference is that the Burbank ones do not recline. Now, I'm not even a big recliner guy myself. I enjoy good posture, sitting up straight, because if I recline, I'm gonna lay down, fall asleep easily like that, especially today when I'm that tired. But I know a lot of people enjoy recliner, so that would be a 5 out of 5 for them. So you know what? Seats will be 4 out of 5. That's good. Uniqueness, I mean, I guess that's the one thing about Burbank is that it's not really that unique. They have the loop around, which is good. They got a cool Batman statue outside of the theater. I like that. But I guess we'll make it a 3 out of 5.
Uniqueness is also getting 3 out of 5 just because there are 2 other AMCs within walking distance, making Burbank 16 less unique in that area.
Parking can be a slippery slope. It's all free down in downtown Burbank, thank God, but you gotta be careful which garage to park at. My personal advice, park at the mall. Every time I come to the mall, there's always at least one spot for me, okay? So parking at AMC Burbank, 5 out of 5. You might have to walk a little bit, but you know, I do like cardio, so I'm not gonna complain about that. All right, cool, that's the overall score. One last stop and we're done, but I'm already late, so I gotta get going, but we have to go to...
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
So I arrive at the Glendale Galleria, I park my car, and then I start walking towards the Americana, which is across the street. Trailers started at 11:30 p.m., and I didn't park my car until 12:08, so I'm already 8 minutes late. But as I'm walking, I realized I actually might be screwed. You see, as an ex-AMC employee, I know that the rules are, when the last showtime of the night begins, 15 minutes after that, we lock the doors and don't let anyone else in. And on top of that, the way that the Americana 18's lobby is set up, employees cannot see people who are out the front door. So if you're locked out, there are no employees around to maybe let you in. So you see what I'm getting at here. I have 7 minutes before this AMC locks up for the night. I'll see if I can pull up a map so that you guys can visualize this. I am at this Target, and the AMC is all the way over here. I can't even cut through the Galleria because the mall has been closed. I gotta walk around the mean streets of Glendale past midnight. So I am booking it. If I get locked out, I can't get in, I can't see the movie, the gauntlet is a failure, and I cannot let that happen. I've gone this far, spent my whole day driving through all of Los Angeles, watching way too many movies, having the entire theater industry on my back because I am the only one who could save it. I am not dramatizing this. It's 12:14. I'm approaching the AMC. I extend my arm out to open the door. And I'm in, baby. Yes, I did it. Look, I'm jumping onto the Zootopia 2 bus. I'm so excited. Yo, where's Judy Hopps at? Yeah, it turns out that my movie wasn't the last one of the night. It was actually the IMAX Wicked for Good at midnight. So I roughly had another half an hour before they lock up, but I didn't know that at the time, okay? I thought there was a good chance that I had failed and that this was all for nothing. As the last stop of the night, I had to watch Predator Badlands because Glendale is full of because the Americana is the Badlands version of the Grove. I'm watching Predator Badlands in Glendale because it doesn't fucking matter, alright? On to the summary. Cast out from its clan, a predator and an unlikely ally go on a treacherous voyage to seek out the ultimate adversary. And yes, I was 17 minutes late when I walked into the auditorium.
You get your trophy, and
everyone's a winner. Deal?
Now, as I was watching Badlands, the same feeling I was getting during Sentimental Value was creeping back in. I'm so exhausted, I can't get into the movie, I can't wait for it to end so that I could leave. I'm trying to enjoy the film, but the whole day really took a toll on me. But finally, the movie finishes, the credits roll, and I did it.
Yes. Yes. We did it. We did it. Okay, before we celebrate too much, let's go over the ratings. Ratings, okay, ambiance. Honestly, it was pretty mid. I think I would give it a 2. As I was saying, ambiance is going to be a 2 out of 5. The lobby was fine. It's just like it's like an L shape. So you go down, then take a left, and that's all it was. So nothing too special. The only thing that was most interesting to me was that the Dolby, IMAX, and Prime screens were literally all right next to each other without any space whatsoever. So layout wise, I thought that was pretty fascinating. So 2 out of 5. Audience score, probably half the seats were taken. I'd say there was like one moment where the row in front of me spoke a little louder so that I could hear them talking, but it was just the one moment. So honestly, I don't want to give them too much flack for that. This is either a 4 or 5. For the sake of it, since that did happen, 4 out of 5. Seats wise, now the seats here were very interesting because they were like a hybrid of what we've seen today. Plush, cush, black seats with red armrests. I haven't seen anything before like that. So I'm kind of torn how to score that. At least the cup holders did have a thing below so no drinks would slip through it. Grove, take some lessons. I think the seats ultimately will get a 3 out of 5. Uniqueness. Now, this one is a little interesting because the Americana is basically the Grove but in Glendale and not Hollywood or Mid-City. Whatever. I'd say it's unique for the fact that this AMC is not only at an outdoor mall, but it's literally right across the street from an indoor mall. So you have the hybrid of both, being able to do a lot more shopping. Double the shopping, double the walking. So unique score, I'll give that let's go 4 for that. I'll go 4. And finally, parking. Similar situation as Burbank. The only difference is that here in downtown Glendale, there are a few parking garages. Some you have to pay for, some that are free. So you just got to know which ones are the free ones, and then you can just park there. But it's similar in Burbank in the sense that you do have to walk a little bit to get to the AMC. But that, once again, I am fine with because I like cardio. So since it's free parking and I know how to do that, it's 5 out of 5. But we did it. I can't believe it. Today, honestly, flew by pretty quickly because it's hard to believe that it's not still close to 9 a.m. in Marina Del Rey. Now it's 2 a.m. in Glendale, and I just can't believe it. The schedule today was just so jam-packed. There was literally no time for breaks whatsoever. It was honestly a miracle. They had time to both get food and go to the 2 bonus theaters in Burbank. This is definitely one of the strangest experiences I've had, but also a really good one. I'm really glad that I did it. So with all that being said, let's go on to final thoughts. It's 2 a.m. I gotta drive, and once I do, I'm gonna collapse on my bed and sleep for 1,000 years.
What a whirlwind of a day. You know what's funny? I didn't see any trailers. I saw 7 movies today, and not one trailer was seen by these eyes. And I also wanted to do some sort of Nicole Kidman rating to see what the audience reaction to her is every time, but I had to trash that segment because I only saw the girlie twice. You would think it's gonna be a hot minute before I step into another movie theater, but the reality is that I was back 4 days later to go see Wake Up Dead Man. I love movies. So now that we have every AMC theater rated, let's rank them. At number 7 is Santa Monica 7. It's at the very bottom of the list at a whopping 48%. This was my first and only time that I will go to this theater. At number 6 is The Grove 14. I'm a little surprised it's towards the dregs of the list, but then again, it scored only a 60%. That's a feeling grade, sweetheart. At number 5 is the Americana brand 18, scoring a 72%. I like the same C, but it's not my favorite. At number 4 is Universal Cinema at Citywalk. This is at an 80%. Look, I wish I could score higher, but I have to be critical here. Now, number 3 and number 2 are actually a tie. However, there is a clear number 3, and that's going to be Century City 15. And here's why. The only reason that Century City tied with number 2 is because I gave the ambiance a 6 out of 5. Disrespecting the rules of the scale, but I just roll like that. If I had given it a 5 out of 5, it actually would have tied with the number 4 slot, Citywalk. So, since Century City hangs in the balance of number 2 and 4, number 3 is a perfect spot for it, with an 84% score. So with that being said, number 2 is Burbank 16 with also an 84%. Very close in score with Century City, but ultimately Burbank had the upper hand. Which means the number 1 AMC in LA is none other than DINE-IN Marina 6, scoring an 88%. I am shocked. I did not expect Marina Del Rey to be home of the crown jewel of American multi-cinemas. But alas, my elaborate and charming rating system deems it so. Congratulations. And with that, the gauntlet is complete. 10 AMCs, 7 movies, 1 Los Angeles County, all in 24 hours. And I'm the first to do it, baby. I've been your host, Pinkamous. Subscribe for more content like this coming up. Follow my socials. I single-handedly saved the movie theater industry. You're welcome.
Don't you worry about